What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back again with the weekly Rust Skins videos, and today we have a pretty interesting looking store, but I just want to quickly go over the top sellers. And yes, this video is a few days late. So the top sellers does currently have two of the general item stores as number 1 and number 2, and then followed by a limited item store at number 3 being the Heavy Night Jacket. So the top 3 for the limited store is the Heavy Night Jacket, the Neon Dome Double Door, and the Ultramarine Metal Door at the moment. So let's have a little cheeky gander at what we're looking at. It's going to be a pretty quick video just because it is quite late, but we do have a cutout of the jacket, and that is the Heavy Night Jacket skin. I want to quickly go over SCMM as well, just so you guys can see how I look at these skins sometimes. I mean, usually I won't really use SCMM, but this is just to quickly go over it and so you guys can have a better understanding of what's going on. So as we can see on the Rust store, it clearly is a cutout jacket skin. And also has a continuation of a Heavy Night with the hoodie and pants already created by the skin creator, it seems. So it is likely that this is going to become a continuation of a set, and usually the first item of a set does go up when the rest of the set continues and comes out onto the Rust store. So you do have to keep in mind its price point at $4.60, which is above center store price for quite a significant amount for clothing and armor. We do have 19 cheaper jacket skins on the community market currently. Let's see how this looks. I don't actually usually click into this, but we do have other cutout jacket skins that clearly aren't performing very well compared to this one as well. So it does show you that the demand for cutout jacket skins aren't really crazy high. But they are definitely unique. These also haven't had a continuation, so just keep that in mind. In fact, the Hell Riders one might have, but these two haven't. So the Heavy Night likely will have a continuation, but as I said, it is going for $4.60 starting, which is definitely making it a harder investment overall. I do think that this jacket skin could perform well, but I'd recommend getting it off of the community market as a buy order rather than actually buying it off of the Rust store for $4.60. So that is what I'm going to recommend to do. That's all of the clothing and armor done for this week, and we'll move over to continuation of the Peacock weapon skin set with the Bird of Luck MP5 going for $3.85, and I'm sure this skin probably hasn't performed well. In fact, it hasn't. The AK is down 31%, so not really surprising to be completely honest. However, I have already looked at the Rust store for this week, and I did notice that the ADS on the MP5 is much better. I'm pretty sure I criticized the AK's ADS last time, so perhaps the skin creator has heard that feedback and made a much nicer ADS for the Bird of Luck MP5. Overall, I actually don't mind the overall skin design of these skins, but I just don't really think that they're crazy enough to actually be profitable once they leave the Rust store and go to the community market. If these were made a while ago, then I do think that these definitely would have become expensive items, but we just have so many skins these days that it doesn't really matter at this point. Alright, so let's have a look at the next weapon. We have the Heater SAR. I don't even really want to go over this one, but this is going for $3.05. We had a Heater AK. I'm pretty sure I memed it and didn't even cover it when I made that really fast video. But as you can see, this is also why. It's down 47% from what it was on the Rust store, and is currently going for $1.63. So if you want to get the Heater SAR, I'd recommend getting that off of the community market, and I think you could even get it for even cheaper with a buy order. Overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Heater SAR because I definitely don't think it's going to make you any money. Alright, moving over to the Quarantine Hatchet and Pickaxe, both going for $3.05 each, and I actually don't mind the Quarantine collection as a whole, but I don't mind the Metal Gear, the metal tools for it as well. However, these days, I just don't think metal tool skins really have any demand, so they're not really going to be making you any money. Perhaps they might sit at this price on the community market once they leave the Rust store and go to the community market, but I don't really think they're going to perform very well. As you can see, this is how the Quarantine set is performing, so it's kind of on and off as each skin comes out, but I don't think there is a crazy high demand for the Quarantine set, and overall I do think you'll usually be able to get it for a little bit cheaper off of the community market with the buy order, and so that is what I'd recommend to do. Alright, moving over to the Rainbow Pony Shotgun. So this is a pumpy going for $3.05. First pumpy we've had in quite a while. We did just have a Rust Twitch Drops event but there wasn't any pumpy skins in that, so that is definitely a plus. And we do only have 5 cheaper pumpy skins on the community market, and also the Rainbow Pony collection as a whole is quite a successful collection, with most of the collection being above its center store price. So only 2 of the weapons out of all of them are actually below center store price, one only just being the custom down 5%, and then the LR down 41%, and that is mainly because the LR is a bit harder to get, also you can't craft it, so it's not really too surprising. And then if we want to count the satchel as a weapon. Alright, so overall I do think the Rainbow Pony Pumpy can and probably will perform decently. I don't think it's going to make you a crazy amount of money, but I think if you pick this up as a play skin, and then when you get sick of it, if you ever get sick of it and you want to sell it, I think you'll be making money. If you want to invest in it, I think you'll be making some money, but I don't think you're going to be making a crazy amount of money, so just keep that in mind. But I do think the Rainbow Pony shotgun can make you money. The only gripe I have with it is the fact that it's missing pump in the middle of the name. Rainbow Pony Pump Shotgun, I just think it would make it a little bit better. That is just a personal opinion. Moving over to the recycled Hazmat Bow, going for $3.05. Overall, bows are pretty easy to get past, I would hope, for most players in Rust. And so I don't really think, unless it's like a pay-to-win skin, it's really that crazy, and it's not really ever going to have that much demand on the community market. It does look like it does have some cutout on the actual arm of the, or the shaft or something, I don't know bow lingo of the bow, but I don't see where it, I can't remember exactly where it says cut out here, but it doesn't look like it actually is cut out, so it could just be wigging, it might just be blending in with the background. However, either way, I don't think the recycled Hazmat Bow is going to perform well, and so I'm not going to recommend investing in it off of the Rusted store, especially for $3.05, so not going to recommend investing in that one. Right, now we have the deployables, and we'll get started with the Junkan Furnace going for $2.30. This is a continuation now of the Junkan set, where we've had weapons and we've also had deployables. So where is that item? It's right here. This is apparently glowing. I think that's what that means on SCMM. We had the Junkan garage door, which you would definitely expect this item to be performing well because it does have a cutout right in the middle. However, it's down 50%, so it obviously started at quite an expensive price point at $6.15 on the Rusted store, which is quite expensive. However, even though it does have an OP cutout window, it still has dropped 50%, which I'm actually pretty surprised about because it is glowing, but it does show you that obviously this isn't the style that people are really super into on Rust. So just keep that in mind, that styles definitely do impact how a skin is going to perform. As you can see, everything of the Junkan set has dropped in value, and I think that is going to continue with the Junkan Furnace, so I'm not going to recommend investing in this bad boy off of the Rusted store. However, I actually do think it is a pretty cool looking furnace skin, but either way, not going to recommend investing in it as a investment. Moving over to the Neon Dome Double Door, going for $3.85, and this is a glowing deployable of a double door. So these days we actually do get a decent few double door skins. We get one every now and then, but there is only 3 cheaper sheet metal double doors on the Rusted store, on the community market. So it does show you that these are actually quite easy to invest in. You probably will be sitting at a relatively low increase, but I do think this Neon Dome Double Door will likely go up above its center store price of $3.85 for its glowing deployable. So overall, I will recommend investing in the Neon Dome Double Door off the Rusted store. However, I also do think you could potentially get it for cheaper off of the community market with the buy order, and then you could maximize your potential profits if you are planning on investing in it. Moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the Ultramarine Metal Door. I've already recommended to not invest in the garage door, and I can't remember what the other item was. It was a box, and they're up slightly, so the box is up 34% and the garage door is up 4%. So if you sold the garage door, you wouldn't be making any money because of the Steam tax. If you sold the large box, you'd probably be making a little tiny bit of money. But overall, I do think this is going to perform pretty similar to the garage door. In fact, I think it's probably going to perform slightly worse than the garage door. So either way, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Ultramarine Metal Door off of the Rusted store. If you do want to try and invest in it, I'd recommend getting it off the community market with the buy order. You will be able to get it for cheaper than $3.85 on the Rusted store, in my opinion, especially if you're placing your buy order on day one, and then you could actually potentially be selling it for a little bit more and actually making a little bit of profit. But that is the only way I'd recommend investing in the Ultramarine Metal Door. I wouldn't be investing that off the Rust store personally. But that is your choice ultimately. So that is what the Rust store is looking like for this week, and this is a reminder of the top sellers in order. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skids one.